Tucker Carlson did a recent interview with Megyn Kelly, and he spoke on people actually on the interview that he did with Nick Fuentes recently, and people felt like he didn't really give Nick Fuentes the pushback on things that Nick Fuentes said in the past. But let me share my screen with y'all real quick so you can see this shit, bro.
Nick Fuentes has said a long list of very vile things.
Big time, including attacking my dad, which was the most vile of all, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I personally have watched videos of him questioning the Holocaust, likening it to baking cookies in the oven, and there's no way you could have gotten to 6 million, seems to be his theory. He seems to think that we've way overstated the number of Jews killed in the Holocaust. He's ripped on poor Usha Vance in the most offensive terms, which I mean, so what do you say to those people? Say, why didn't you raise any of that?
You know, do your own interview the way that you want to do it. You're not my editor. Buzz off. I mean, I don't know. You want to go yell at Nick Fuentes? I'll give you his cell. Call him and go sit and yell at him and feel virtuous or whatever. That's up to you. I got the same thing with Putin. Why aren't you yelling at him? Okay, why? So I can show that I'm a good person? I care about what my wife thinks, my children think, and God thinks, and that's it. I don't need to prove that I'm a good person to you. You may think I'm a terrible person. Okay, I'm just doing my thing, which is I want to understand what people think. And I'm committed to that. And if you don't like it, don't watch. That's my view.
Chad, for him being a reporter, bro, his job is not to confront people about the things they say. His job is to talk to people, get information, understand why they feel the way they feel. Talk to people and understand their views, stuff like that. He ain't supposed to be out there.
Nick Fuentes has said a long list.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson response was not directed to Tucker. Anyway, you knew that. But yeah, man, they even took a picture together, you know.
As I understand it, has been, well, yes, platforming. They say that. I don't accept platforming as a valid objection.
When is that a verb, by the way? You take a noun and you make it into a verb and nobody says anything? As a former editor, I say no.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Honestly, but as far as I know, Nick Fuentes hasn't eaten anyone. You know, I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer ate people, and he was platformed by Diane Sawyer.
We have a sitting member of Congress. I spoke to the Speaker of the House about this today. We have a sitting member of Congress from Florida called Randy Fine, who was literally texted or put on Twitter, we should kill them all, every single one. Someone texted a picture of literally a dead baby, and he laughs at it. And it's like, this guy's a lawmaker who's appropriating money to a military committing genocide, and that's cool? It's not cool.
No.
And let's just be honest. That is much worse than anything Nick Fuentes has said, period.
So the main pushback has been when you had Jeffrey Dahmer or the Ku Klux Klan, or et cetera, these journalists went after them, like exposed.
Chad, this is what it has come down to, man. The public or the audience just want whoever they're watching to just fight their battles and stuff like that. Like, ain't nobody doing that, man. These people ain't about to do all that, especially Tucker Carlson. That's not his job to be. I mean, I feel like he's a reporter. He's doing exactly what he should do, is talk to people, understand their views and stuff like that.
And it has been, well, yes,
Other than he's attacking my dad, my wife, and my son. And it was like, actually, Nick Fuentes is the single most influential commentator among young men. Like, period.
He's got 5 million subscribers on Rumble.
It's bonkers. And I didn't know any of it. I mean, I'm 56, so I'll just like state the obvious, you know? Like,
he's not our demo.
My oldest child is 31, like much older than Nick Fuentes. So I kind of missed a lot of this stuff. I pride myself on not missing things. I totally missed that. Really? And then it turns out that, you know, he has no advertisers. They've been trying to cancel him since freshman year in college. Ben Shapiro actually tried to shut him down freshman year in college, and it didn't work. In fact, it had the opposite effect. So I was like, I wanted to say something very specific to Nick Fuentes, and it's this, and I said it, which is, I think it's totally legitimate to criticize any foreign country, from Belgium to Congo to Israel, because they're foreign countries.
Yes.
And I'll never give up that Right. In fact, it's an obligation, I would say, and to be reasonable about it, and not, but what's in America's interest? Totally legitimate. It is totally illegitimate and very specifically unchristian to attack people for their DNA. Like, I hate this group.
You wanted him to hear that.
We all have to hear that. And because that is the basis of Western civilization.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about why Nick Fuentes.
I interviewed Fuentes. Well, I should just give the publicly available information on this, which is that I was in an extremely personal and bitter war with Fuentes like 3 weeks ago. It mostly wasn't public, but Fuentes was attacking my father, a subject I have like literally no sense of humor. My father passed in March, and was really kind of the patriarch. Not kind of, he was the patriarch in our family and a hero to every person in our family. And some of what Fuentes was saying about my dad was, true, okay, which made it worse. But I was just so offended by that, I couldn't deal with it, and my son and my wife. So I was really mad at Fuentes, and then I did an interview, and just out of the, I was so mad it popped out, and I attacked Nick Fuentes. In this interview, this was last month, I think, ish, and then I got all these calls from people saying, "Do you know anything about?" I don't know anything really about Nick Fuentes, other than he's attacking my dad, my wife, and my son. And it was like, actually, Nick Fuentes is the single most influential commentator among young men, period.
He's got 5 million subscribers on Rumble.
It's bonkers.
Man, shout out to Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson for putting their differences aside and coming together to do that interview in the first place, because that's really big. I wish Candace and Nick Fuentes would also squash their beef, and come together, because that would be cool.
We have our brand new white ass nigga going hard as fuck shirt at Fuentes.store, because that's what we are. I would say that Tucker is a white ass nigga going hard as fuck. Honorary Wang half. Tucker Carlson, you are this week's white ass nigga going hard as fuck. No one can.
And that's how Nick Fuentes feels about Tucker Carlson now. They squash their beef. That's what's up.
Deny. I am one also, but it's got Wang half on the front, me on the back. That's what's up. They're trying to neutralize me. Try it. You'll end up like that last guy, like that fucking nerd. They got blown up. Wang half. Fuentes.store. Get the hats as well. Show your allegiance. This is America first. This is America. Remember.
Anyway, chat, man, I feel like these two folks are pretty smart. I feel like, maybe someday they could run or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, man, appreciate y'all checking out the video. Please like, comment. We're going to be back with some more content. Peace.